We're pretty much familiar with Battlefield franchise when it comes to the point of solid multiplayer experience. But a lot has changed since the release of Battlefield 4. Electronic Arts turned a wheel to go all the way back to the First World War with the release of Battlefield 1 in 2015. While a lot of players have enjoyed this particular move, there are others who don't find this interesting from any aspect. There are still lots of players who prefer the old-school Battlefield setup that we experience both in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. So, let's just talk about the pros and cons of Battlefield 1, in short, so that you can get a glimpse of what you're signing for. Talking about multiplayer experience, there are plenty of objective modes including Conquest, Team Deathmatch, Operation, Domination and a few other objective modes. The overall theme is not much different from that of its predecessors Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I play Conquest and Team Deathmatch most of the times. Especially the Team Deathmatch seems to be my style, since it doesn't take much time to get over a match. Moreover, Team Deathmatch becomes very much competitive as well, especially if you are playing with your friends. The purpose is pretty simple. The team with the most kills wins the match. Another popular objective mode is the traditional Conquest, where you have to capture and secure certain objective points all over the map and earn points. The team that scores the most points by capturing the objectives finally wins the Conquest. But when it comes to the actual gameplay experience, things might not seem to be quite smooth. If you're a Conquest lover, the opponent snipers won't just let you play the game at peace. There are plenty of people who prefer camping over putting their boots on the ground. I'm not saying camping is a bad idea or it should not be done. However, if 50% players of your opponent team camp all the time with snipers, would you be comfortable playing that match? I don't think so. And that's one of the major problems in Battlefield 1. Sometimes the match becomes filled with terrible campers that you have to use a sniper as well. And things are not going to be smooth if you're not much familiar with snipers. Secondly, there are plenty of game hacks that players generally use, including aimbot, speedrun and others. Hacks like these are enough to ruin your gameplay experience. But you might face hackers frequently. About the weapons, I would say, they are not bad. The developers have featured a variety of weapons from the First World War to depict the realism to a next level. And that's the part one love the most regarding Battlefield 1. There are 4 classes of loadouts set up in this game, which include Assault, Medic, Support and Scout. Each class features different weapons and gadgets. You can customize each class according to your own desire as well. Each class represents a huge variety of weapons, primary and secondary gadgets, melee weapons. Upon completing online matches, you will receive points. These points is consumable in case of buying new weapons and gadgets in each class. I really love playing with Support and Scout class, because Support gives you the maximum firepower, whereas the Scout class ensures the best sniping advantage. But there is a particular thing about the weapons which I don't find amusing, and that's scope. Except for the Sniper class, almost all guns feature very basic level of scopes. It might take a few moments to get adjusted finally. The movement animations are really cool and accurate in this game. Nothing is too fast or too slow. Those of you who prefer fast-paced action, Battlefield 1 might just not be the game for you. But I really love the movement and firing animations. It makes the representation much more realistic. Now comes the burning question: how much active the player base is? Well, Battlefield 1 has still got an active player base with multiple servers to choose from. But there are some limitations in case of getting the perfect match. Because many of the servers are based on premium maps. You can't play those with the standard edition. You might encounter ping-related issues as well, depending on your region and internet service provider. Some servers has got auto-kick measure enabled. So, if your ping is over 150 milliseconds for a long time, the server will automatically kick you out of the ongoing match. Apart from these minor limitations, the game still ensures its player base a solid multiplayer experience. There is nothing much to talk about graphics. I mean, we are talking about Frostbite engine here. If you're familiar with the graphics of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, then you already know how capable the Frostbite engine is when it comes to the point of graphics. Battlefield 1 takes its player base to lots of iconic locations as from the First World War, including unfriendly desert, dense forest, falling fortress and crumbling cities around the world. The developers have done a decent job in representing the destructive atmosphere of the First World War. The environment is very interactive as well. It doesn't matter whether you shoot or blast your way through the map, the environment will respond in a realistic manner to your action. There are also dynamic weather patterns just like Battlefield 4. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes there's a dense layer of fog that you can't see a thing within a few yards. Sometimes sudden sandstorm might cover the entire region in the desert. The weather will change over time, making the objectives more challenging for the players. However, there is no ray tracing support in Battlefield 1. But it doesn't affect the nicely crafted depiction of environment, soldiers and weaponry from any point of view. It's still one of the best looking Battlefield games till date. Battlefield 1 is also one of the most nicely optimized games. If you can run Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 with your setup, running this game on your system should not be much of a problem. If you're into multiplayer and has a fascination regarding war history, Battlefield 1 is worth a shot. This game far exceeds my expectation in case of representing the realism of the First World War. Apart from some issues addressing hackers and campers, I would still prefer Battlefield 1 over Battlefield 5. If you love this game as well, let me know in the comments section. So, that's my short review of Battlefield 1. If you love this content, support me by pressing the subscribe and bell icon. Have a good day and game on. Peace.
We have lost objective butter.
Granate ist raus, aufpassen!